Hi friends, my name is Ratan. I am working for DURGASOFT Solutions as a Java trainer. So here, the last videos we completed number of concepts, like I completed class concept, data types, variables and all. So now in this video, we will discuss about object-oriented programming language regarding Java OOPS concepts. So OOPS concept means obviously OOPS are very important, everyone says. So obviously OOPS are important. Without OOPS we are unable to write applications also. Now here in this video, so I will just give the basics of OOPS and inheritance concept and all. Now before going to the OOPS, so everyone says Java is object oriented. Ratan, tell me what are the object level OOPS concepts here? So generally, mainly 4 building blocks of Java. What are the 4 building blocks of Java? What the first one here? Inheritance. What the first one here? Inheritance. The next one is the polymorphism. So polymorphism, inheritance, polymorphism. What the next one here? Abstraction. The last one here, encapsulation. So generally these are the OOPS concepts. So 4 building blocks, like 4 pillars of Java. In the same way, we are having 5th concept also. We will just define the class. And number 6th, what do you mean by object? So these are the main building blocks of OOPS. So tell me what are the OOPS concepts here? So first class object, then inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. So clear? So good. Now here, the first I will give the explanation about class and object. Then I will start inheritance concept, then polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. So part by part. So OOPS video is nearly 10 parts are there. So can please check the 10 parts. So here in the real time, how exactly OOPS are used, how the exactly programming is done, we will discuss in this video. So clear? The reason, just first of all go through the class versus object. So in the last videos I already completed some point regarding class and object, and this video I will discuss some basic points regarding the class versus object. So generally tell me, so in interview, that which one? The interviewer asking, define the class, simple word. Interviewer asking, define the class. So when the interviewer asking define the class, tell me what is your immediate answer? What is your immediate answer? One person says class is a collection of object. Class is a entity. So you are saying like that generally. So here coming to class, so simple point regarding the class. So generally tell me, Java is everything is a class based language, you know that point. So here declare the class by using class keyword, class name. In the last videos I completed this entire class concept with meaningful examples and all. So the class contains total how many elements here? 5 elements. I completed these 5 elements theoretically and practically also. So if you want, check the previous videos. Tell me generally, I hope if you are watching my videos first time, so you don't know what is a class first of all, right? So you don't know what is a class contains. So in my previous videos I completed this class concept. The class contains 5 elements. What are the 5 elements? The first one here, the variables concept. Inside the class we are declaring methods concept. The next one is the constructors concept. The 4th one is instance blocks. The 5th one is static blocks. So the class contains these 5 elements. So these 5 elements are already completed. Clear? So if in interview asking define the class. So in the class contains, tell me generally methods, constructors, blocks, right? Inside the method we are writing business logic. Inside the constructor also we are writing business logic. Inside the blocks also we are writing business logics. Obviously we are writing business logics, right? Good. So here the simple point regarding the class is a logical entity. It contains logics of the application. Simple word. Class is a logical entity. It contains logics of the application. Ratan, what about object, Ratan? This is a class. For this class we are creating object. How to create the object in Java? So class name, reference variable, new class name of. So I complete this line also as part of the constructors. This is the line used to create the object. I hope everyone knows this point very well. So this is a class. Class is a logical entity, contains logics of the application. Whereas object is a physical entity, it is representing memory. So you are declaring class, your class contains some logics. For that logics, we must allocate the memory or not. So if you want to allocate the memory, we must create the object. Ratan, I am not creating object, Ratan. Instance variables, instance methods, instance blocks, memory is not allocated. Memory is not allocated. The simple point here, the class is a logical entity, contains logics of the application, whereas object is a physical entity, it is creating memory for class logics. Ratan, I am not creating object, Ratan. Memory is not allocated. Memory is not allocated. That's the point number 1 regarding class versus object. Class versus object. So point number 2. Tell me, based on the class only we are creating object. Tell me, without class, is it possible to create the object or not? Without class, is it possible to create the object or not? So without class, obviously it is not possible to create the object, you know. So class is a blueprint, it decides object creation. Without class, there is no object. That is the point number 2. So what is the point number 2 here? So class is the blueprint, it decides object creation. So without class, we are unable to create the object. Unable to create the object. That is the point number 2. I hope in constructors concept, I am creating multiple object. So for the test class only, I am creating test T1. So new test of. Now tell me how many objects I am creating here? 2 objects. For which class? Test class. Class is a single, but I am creating how many objects? More than 1. So please concentrate here. As a civil engineer, assume myself is a civil engineer. I would like to construct one building. So in order to construct the building, first of all, we must prepare the building plan. So that building plan is called, you can say, blueprint. So based on the blueprint, we are able to construct the buildings. So without blueprint, building construction is not possible. So without a class, there is object creation is not possible. So based on the single blueprint, I am constructing that building. In SR Nagar, one building, same blueprint, SR Nagar, one building. High-tech city, same blueprint, one other building. So in Gachibowli, same blueprint is another building. So based on the single blueprint, I am constructing how many buildings? SR Nagar, one building. High-tech city, one building. Gachibowli, one building, right? So but how many blueprints here? Single blueprint. So based on the single blueprint, it is possible to create the multiple objects. So based on a single blueprint, it is possible to create how many objects? Multiple objects. Single blueprint, multiple construction of multiple buildings are possible. Construction of multiple buildings are possible. But every building is occupied some area. In SR Nagar some area required, High-tech city some area required, Gachibowli some area required. The same concept apply for the class also. Based on the single class, it is possible to create the multiple objects, but every object occupies memory. So every building is occupies area, every object is occupies memory. There's a third point regarding class versus object. Simple points here, don't make it difficult. So tell me what the first point here. Class is a logical entity, contains logics of the application. Whereas object is a physical entity, it is representing memory. When we create the object, then only for class logics, memory is allocated. What is the point number 2 here? Class is the blueprint, it decides object creation. Without class, there is no object. Without class, there is no object. So point number 3, based on the single class, it is possible to create the multiple objects, but every object is occupied some area. So point number 4, we are declaring the class by using which keyword here? Class keyword. We are creating object by using which keyword? New keyword. We are creating object by using new keyword. So there is information about your class versus object. So clear? So there is information regarding. So these are the OOPS concept. So in the OOPS concept, first of all we must know what is the class, what is the object. If your interview asking, define the class means class is a logical entity, contains logics of the application. Define the object. It is a physical entity, it is allocating memory for the class logics. I hope the points are clear. So good. So don't make it difficult, this class versus object. So tell me, what are the OOPS concepts here, main OOPS concepts here? So inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, abstraction. So we will discuss one by one in detail. So Ratan, what are the OOPS, Ratan? So OOPS are just methodologies. OOPS are just methodologies. By using these methodologies, we are achieving the project requirements. Inheritance one methodology, polymorphism is one methodology, encapsulation, abstraction, these all are methodologies. By using these methodologies, we are achieving the project requirements. So clear? So here, as part of OOPS concepts, I will discuss the inheritance. Now tell me generally, what do you mean inheritance? What do you mean by inheritance? Clear? Tell me, what do you mean inheritance? I hope everyone knows inheritance in the BTech academic level. From childhood onwards, we are learning inheritance, right? So tell me, what do you mean by inheritance here? So obviously, you are saying generally, Ratan, reusability, acquiring the properties and all. So coming to inheritance, I am saying only single point. So only single point. What is the inheritance here? Father is providing properties, child is acquiring properties. Father and child relationship is called inheritance. Tell me, what do you mean inheritance? Father and child relationship is called inheritance. Ratan, father is providing properties, Ratan is enjoying properties. Otherwise, your father is providing properties, you are enjoying properties. Obviously, you are staying in hostel. For hostel fees, how much? 4,000. And maintenance, so you know, bike maintenance is there, bike back seat maintenance is there, sitting, standings, so maintenance problems is there, right? So who will provide the money for the maintenance? Your father is providing the money. So your father is providing the money, we are enjoying the money. So that is called inheritance. So here, practically I will implement inheritance. So check the screen once here. In the screen, you open the Edit Plus. So do the practicals of Corejava only by using Edit Plus. So don't use the notepad, first concept. Don't use the notepads to develop the applications. Always better to use the Edit Plus editor. So here, anyhow, so inheritance. Tell me, coming to inheritance, first of all, I will give the disadvantage of the code. So I declared class A. My class A contains the method void m1 method. So if I have some implementation is there, so here I am declaring one more method, so void m2 method. Now tell me, my class A contains how many methods? 2 methods. Class B, my class B also required these 2 methods. Class B required these 2 methods, and I am declaring 2 more methods. This is my m3 method, m4 method. Now tell me, class B contains how many methods here? 6 methods. I am declaring class C. In the class C, so I require these 4 methods, these 4 functionalities. Methods, you can say functionalities. So this 4 and the 5th method, and the last one here, void m6 method. Total, tell me, C class contains how many methods here? 6 methods. Tell me, class A contains how many functionalities here? 2 functionality. Class B contains 4 functionality. Class C contains 6 functionalities. 6 functionalities, right? The class C contains 6 methods, right? Good. The class A 2 methods, class B 4 methods, class C 6 methods. So tell me, in this case, what is the disadvantage of this code here? Can you please observe the disadvantage of this code? So disadvantage number 1. So m1, m2 is already defined. M2 and m1 second you are defining. M1, m2 1 second you are defining, right? So how many times m1, m2 you defined? 3 times. How many times you defined m3, m4? 2 times. So here, the redundancy of the application, you can say code duplication. So disadvantage number 1 here, code duplication. Code is duplicated. So in the real-time project, duplication of the code is not allowed. And number 2. What is number 2 here? So once the duplication means, obviously length of the code is also increased. How many limitations here? How many disadvantages here? 2 disadvantages. Number 1. What is number 1 here? So duplication of the code. Number 2, redundancy. One, length of the code also increased. So the main advantage of inheritance is reduce the length of the code and reduce the redundancy of the application. So to reduce the redundancy of the application, so you can please observe M1 M2 is already present in A class. Don't declare the B class, don't declare the C class. Can you please reuse the A class methods here, A class methods in B class and the C class. So concentrate. The main advantage of inheritance is to reduce the length of the code, to reduce the redundancy of the application. Ratan, how to reduce the redundancy of the application? Don't declare the multiple times. So already A class contains M1 M2 methods. In B class, don't declare the M1 M2 once again. Can you please reuse those methods? Ratan, how to reuse the methods, Ratan? How to reuse the methods? So if you want to reuse the methods, so you know class A already contains M1 M2. Don't declare in B class, don't declare in C class. Can you please reuse the A class methods in B class and C class? Ratan, how we are using, Ratan? Concentrate. You are using your father properties. You are using your father properties means yourself and your father contain some relationship. What is the relationship? Father and child relationship. So without relationship, the father is unable to provide the money, right? So your father and yourself contain some relationship. Based on the relationship only, father is providing the property to money. Which one? Child. In the same way, class B required the class A properties means, first of all, make the relationship between the two classes. Make the relationship between two classes. Ratan, how to make the relationship between the two classes, Ratan? So to make the relationship between the two classes, use extends keyword. So when we make the relationship, automatically code reusability is done. So inheritance is also known as extensibility. Once you extend the class, extension is nothing but what the purpose of extensor is making relationship between the two classes. Once extension is done, automatically code is reused. So clear. So here I will extend and I will reduce the length of the code and I reduce the redundancy of the application. So clear. So here this is application without inheritance. This is my application without inheritance. So without inheritance. The second one is the application with inheritance I will discuss. So application with inheritance. So to reduce the length of the code and redundancy of the main advantage, redundancy is reduced. So I declared class A. The class A contains M1 M2. So void M1 method and so tell me void M2 method. So obviously class A contains two methods and here I am declaring class B. So tell me, so class B is also required the two methods. The class B required the two methods means don't declare the methods once again. Can you please reuse it? Ratan, how to reuse, Ratan? Can you please make the relationship between two classes? How to make the relationship here? By using extends keyword. Extends A class. Extends A class. When we extend the class, automatically code reusability is done. Automatically code reusability is done. So B class contains how many methods now? So two methods. It is acquiring from the A class. And here I am declaring M3 method and I am declaring void M4 method. So now tell me class B contains how many methods here? Class B contains how many methods here? 4 methods. 2 from A class, 2 from B class. I declared class C. The class C I used extends B class. Now here I am declaring void M5. So I am declaring void M6. Now tell me class C contains how many methods here? So total 6 methods. 4 from B class and 2 from A class, 2 from C class. Total how many methods here? 6 methods. So this is the code with the inheritance. Here we reduce redundancy and here we reduce the length of the code. Clear? Good. So this is called your inheritance concept, just extensibility. So now tell me here, what is the purpose of extends keyword? What is the purpose of extends keyword? So tell me what the purpose of extends keyword. It provides the relationship between the two classes. When we make the relationship, automatically we are able to reuse the code. Point is clear? Good. So that is a application with the inheritance. So now we will do some modifications in this example. Try to respond. Now class A. Now tell me class A contains how many methods? Class A contains 2 methods. Class B contains how many methods? 4 methods. Class C contains how many methods? Class C. C is extending A only, right? So it also contains 4 methods. Now here B. So now tell me, class A contains how many methods? 2. Class B 4. Class C 6. Class C contains how many methods? 6. Now concentrate. Here A, here I declared C. Now tell me, class A contains how many methods here? 2. Class B contains? So class B is extending C. So first of all, check the C contains how many methods. C is extending A means from A class 2 methods. In the C class 2 methods, total 4 methods. C contains how many methods? 4. B is extending C means C contains 4. Now B contains how many methods? 6 methods. So concentrate. In this one, class A contains 2, class B contains 6, class C contains 2, class C contains 4. So clear? These are some modifications, right? Good. And so one more modification. Now tell me, class A contains how many methods? 2. Class B contains 2 methods. Class C contains 4 methods. For example, one more modifications. So here A comma B I'm writing. Now tell me, class A contains 2, class B contains 2, class C contains? The immediate answer from you guys, obviously class C contains how many methods? 6 methods. But here class C doesn't contain 6 methods. So why, Ratan? So here in Java this concept is not allowed. So why this concept is not allowed? So Java is not support multiple inheritance, right? This is called multiple inheritance. So we will discuss after half an hour just. So we will discuss later. So here anyhow, one class is not possible to extend more than one class. One class is able to extend how many classes at a time? Only one class. Clear? That point we will discuss later. So concentrate. Class A, class B extends A, class C extends B. Now tell me, class A contains how many methods? 2. Class B contains how many methods? Class B 4 methods. Class C contains how many methods? 6 methods. I hope points are clear. Good. So here the class who is providing the properties. The class who is providing properties. The class who is providing properties is called obviously parent class. The class our father is providing properties, our father is called parent. So who is providing properties is called parent class. Otherwise my father is a superman, super person to my family. Super class, or my father is base to my family. So who is providing the properties is called parent class or super class or base class. Now tell me, B is acquiring the properties, right? So who acquiring the properties? Who acquires the properties? Who is taking the money? Obviously child is taking money. Who is acquiring the properties is called child class. Parent class, child class. Super class means this is subclass. Base class means this is derived class. So point is clear. This is called your inheritance one. This is called inheritance. So concentrate. So inheritance. Now we are discussing inheritance concept. The main advantage of inheritance is so to reduce the length of the code and to reduce the redundancy of the application. Ratan, how to reduce the redundancy of the application, Ratan? Just to reuse the code. Don't declare the code multiple times, reuse the code. So first of all, tell me what is the definition of inheritance. Point number 1. The process of acquiring properties and behaviors. The process of acquiring properties and behaviors from one class to another class is called inheritance. Ratan, how to achieve the inheritance, Ratan? Achieve the inheritance by using extends keyword. What is the purpose of extends keyword? It is making relationship between the two classes. Once the relationship is done, automatically code is reused. So number 4. What's number 4 here? And who is providing the properties? That class is called which class? Parent class or super class or base class. Who is acquiring the properties? That class is called child class. Child class or subclass or derived class. So clear? And one more point, in UML terminology, inheritance is also known as, some person says inheritance is also known as easy relationship. So in UML diagram, BTech level, unified modeling language, UML is there, right? In the UML, they are saying has a relationship, is relationship, aggregation, composition. Those are from UML terminology. In the UML terminology, inheritance is also known as is a relationship, right? There is information about inheritance. So basic introduction about inheritance. So clear? Good. So here I am writing the parent class and child classes. When we write the parent class and child class, it is possible to create the object for the parent class and child classes. So generally in the screen I am writing example, right? I am writing that example here, concentrate. In the screen I am writing example, that example contains how many, class A contains how many methods? 2. So you know, class B, the class B, I extended class A, it contains 4 methods, and class C, I extends B, so here it contains 6 methods. If you really like Ratan videos and Ratan teaching, don't sit idle in front of the video, take the pen and paper, write everything. So whatever the points seems to be important, write that points. So almost all, not almost all, our live classes, the video class is the same process. So whatever the content I discuss in the live classes, the same content I discuss in the video class also. So in front of my, there is no students. In front of the camera, just I am saying the information. So don't sit idle in front of myself, just take the pen and paper, write something. At least if you are writing 1 or 2 pages, then you feel comfortable. So this video is very, very important for us. We are learning something from Ratan, something from this video. So clear? Don't sit idle. Generally I am seeing this side, right? Just generally this side screen is there. That's the reason I'm always trying to see this side. So class A contains 2, class B contains 4, class C contains 6, right? Good. So once again I'm unable to write the every method here. Time waste process. Point is clear? Good. So listen. Class A is providing the properties. This class is called which class? Obviously parent class or super class or base person. Who is acquiring the properties is called child class, or super class means subclass, base class means derived class. You know all these points already, right? Good. So in the parent and child relationship, in inheritance, it is possible to create the object for the both parent and child classes. It is possible to create the object for both parent and child classes. Point is clear? Good. So here, Ratan, I am creating object of A class. If you are creating object of A class, now tell me how to create the object of A class. Generally, A equal to new A of class name. So A class contains how many methods here? 2 methods. What are the 2 methods? Generally, A.M1 method is there, A.M2 method is there. So once you create the object of A class, it is possible to call how many methods here? 2 methods. No, Ratan, I am creating object of B class. So B equal to new B of. So by using B, we are able, B class contains how many methods total? 4 methods. We are calling B.M1, we are calling B.M2, we are calling B.M3, we are calling B.M4. Total how many methods we called here? 4 methods. Ratan, no Ratan, I am creating object of C class. C equal to new C of. Now tell me, by using C, we are able to call C.M1 to C.M6. C.M1 to C.M6. Now concentrate. In inheritance, it is possible to create the object for both parent and child classes. Possible to create the object for both parent and child classes. If you are creating object of parent class, it is possible to access only parent properties. If you are creating object for parent class, it is possible to access only parent properties. Ratan, I am creating object of child class, Ratan. So if you are creating the object of child class, it is possible to access both parent properties as well as child properties, right? It is possible to access both parent properties and child properties. Now, based on this information, so small interview question, tell me. So in project level, is it recommended to create the object of parent class or child class? Is it recommended to create the object of parent class or child class generally? So obviously it is recommended to create the object of child classes. Why, Ratan? When we create the object of child classes, it is possible to access parent properties also. It is possible to access parent properties also. So clear? So generally this is the object creation statement. I hope everything is fine. Good. So the next one here, object creation. So generally I am declaring three classes. What are the three classes? Class A, class B and class C, right? Three classes I am declaring. So now concentrate. So I declared class A and class B. My class B some extending which class? Class B extending A class. I am declaring one more class, class C. My class C is extending which class? B class. Now tell me how many classes it contains? Three classes. Now tell me, I am asking simple question. Who is the father of B? Who is father of C? Tell me who is father of C? Not C language father, Dennis Rich. In this example, who is the father of C? Like parent of C. Who is the parent? Obviously B. Who is the parent of B? A. Who is the parent of B? A. For example, so my name is Ratan. What is Ratan father name? Seshu. Seshu father name? Venkat. Venkat father name? I don't know. So concentrate. So here class C father B, B father A. Who is the A father I am asking? Who is the, my family who is the root? Otherwise your family who is the root? You know your father name. Otherwise father name you know, grandfather. Yes or no? In the same way I am asking who is the father of A? Who is the father of A? The simple point, if you are extending the class, your class will become the parent class. If you are extending the class, your class will become parent class. B is the parent class, C is the parent class. Sorry, B is the child class, C is the child class. Good. If you are extending the class, your class will become parent. But here, we are extending any class here? If you are not extending any class, right? If you are not extending any class, in entire Java, internally that class is extending which class? Object class. So very important point here, note 1. So here I will complete the 4 notes. So note 1. What is note 1 here? If you are extending the class, your class will become parent. If you are not extending any class, then which class is the parent class here? It is extending the object class. Right, extending which class? Object class. Now tell me who is the father of A? Object class. So who is father of A? Object class. That is note number 1.